I thought you were by yourself, so I was going to move by you.
Geriatrics kind of advanced maternity.
That's when you know you're old. Oh, that's only 50 again.
I remember 60. You can answer your question.
Oh, okay.
I want to know what your understanding is.
The last year we had a huge circle. Yeah, this year we started out with a huge step.
Learn how to read it.
All right. Oh, so how are we doing? We have dessert. We got enough dessert.
Feed an
Do
arm.
we need more dessert? Anybody can answer. It's okay. Well, thank you for joining us for our regular town hall meeting. I know that it normally is supposed to happen on the fifth Sunday. I appreciate your willingness to move it, even though you didn't know you had to move it. As I will not be in town next Sunday. I'll be serving on a walk to Emmaus. Sorry for the guys, I think the cutoff is there. But if there are any other women that want to go on the women's walk to Emmaus, I think there might be a day or two that we can still get you in. So let us know if you want to go on that. But that's where I will be next weekend. I did get this on a live stream, so hopefully some people will be able to. Oh, it looks like there's a couple of people on there. So if there's any questions that you have for those online, we should probably turn and look at that. If there's any questions that you have, make sure you post them on the Facebook chat so we can see those for questions. But just kind of wanted to get everybody together, just kind of give you a heads up and say this is where we're at right now, this is what we're doing, give you an update on some of the programs that we're doing as well as the goals that we have. And then from there, kind of open it up, because the idea for the town hall is not just a one-way street. It's not just us telling you what's going on, but it also is your questions. So whatever you have a question on, if you want to ask anybody of your church leadership, anyone on church council, raise your hand. There they are. There are church leaders all around. So if you've got a question, whatever the question may be, either Jason or I can answer, Carol, Dave, anyone, as it comes up for that particular area. So just to begin, I just wanted to kind of let you know, first of all, welcome, but also let you know where we're at. I think the first item is Cornerstone. So Cornerstone update. I know that some were there in worship up in Elgin this morning as we shared this piece of what is happening with First UMC as well as with Cornerstone. And so there's been a lot of rush information that got out there that may not have, probably shouldn't have gotten out there as quick as it did, but it got out there anyway. So there was some truth to what was shared, and that is that First UMC, with the roof damage that they have, is not able to worship in their sanctuary, and so they will be worshiping at a temporary location starting next Sunday. This Sunday they worshiped on Zoom, but starting next Sunday they will be worshiping at the Cornerstone building in Plato Center. That is a temporary location for them. Once it is available for them to move back into the sanctuary or to their building, they will do so. So this is just temporary because there's a lot of other things going on. You know, we don't know what happens if the building sells? Because it could sell pretty quickly, and if it does, then what happens? And so we're living into this space. We've been living in this gray liminal space as it is. It's just getting a little grayer and a little more murky as we move forward. But trust that I will bring you as much information as I possibly can. I like to tell people that transparency is key for me, but sometimes I share too much. So I share things to a fault at times. But this is kind of where we're at right now. First UMC is working with Sid and I believe Corey with the building to try to figure out what they need to be able to worship. They're bringing a lot of their AV stuff out so that they can still live stream and they still do their radio broadcast service. And so they're planning on working through all that. That does not necessarily mean that we slow down the transition with Cornerstone as far as some of the other items there. The items that first will not need for worship, we can still work on moving that stuff out. But we're working in conjunction with leadership at Cornerstone as well as Journey of Hope and First UMC. There is a meeting coming up pretty quickly for some church leadership to talk amongst the three churches so that we're all on the same page. Because we want to make sure that the communication stays together. That is kind of what I have for Cornerstone as far as the update. I will also say this. I know that in the paper, some of the news that was shared was it said the recently closed Cornerstone. That's not true. Cornerstone has not closed. Cornerstone is still a legal entity of a church. Yes, worshiping mostly here at Journey of Hope, some at a couple of other locations, but Cornerstone is still a church. And so we need to make sure that everybody is aware of that it's not, as the paper said, it's not closed. They are just worshiping in another location, right? So some of you are here from Cornerstone. So just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. We're going to kind of hand off in between here. So here's some other updates.
I wanted to just clarify, remind people about the newsletter and communication avenues and such. The newsletter is now being published quarterly. It came out in February, so that was February, March, April information. And the next one will come out in May. And then each month there is a single page that comes out that has information pertinent to that particular month. It's got the birthday list, the anniversary list, prayer list updated, and usually any special events that are going on that month, just so if people are, because people on Sunday mornings I know sometimes come, where's the newsletter? And well, it's there, but it was the one that you got in February. So that's how that works going forward. And also sign-ups. If you are trying to sign up for something, it is very helpful if you use the technology we have available to do that. You can always do it at the Navigation Center, but you are most welcome to do it on the app or on the website. If you need help with that, please do not hesitate to ask either at the Navigation Center or I'm happy to help you. When you go, like on the app, when you go to events or resources, if you go to the calendar and click on the event that is happening, if you need to register for it, it will have an opportunity there for you to do that. If you are on the website, you can go down to the bottom and it has sign-ups. Easiest thing is to go to the calendar and click on that particular event and you can sign up for it if it needs to be signed up for it. So don't ever hesitate to ask about that, but we're trying to get it so that, especially with multiple campuses, it's easier to know, like shortly, actually I think it might be available now, to sign up for the spaghetti dinner that will be coming up. We have the opportunity to bring items for that if you would like to, and it's easier to know when people sign up online because then we know, oh, somebody on the Bartlett campus and Elgin campus are not bringing the same things. Look for that. Yes, Linda?
Where do you go on the website to find those sign-ups? Sometimes it's not easy to find.
The easiest place that I find it is if you go to the very bottom of the website, there's a little emblem that looks like a calendar. Click on that, and then click on the event.
Okay. And also, could you introduce yourself and let people, because
Yes,
there's some
thank
people
you.
here that don't know who you are.
I am Carol Burris, sorry. I am the chair of the church council, so, thanks, Linda. I would like Bev to come up and share a little bit about how Rise Above is going. Hopefully everybody is familiar with Rise Above, but if not, she'll give a little recap, I'm sure.
A very little one. I am not a speaker. I do not do this on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis. But I am pleased to be here to give you the update today. Rise Above is a new ministry. Just started in February, and it is it's a support group that helps people who are having some emotional difficulties in their lives to kind of get through that period in their life. Or it can be a bridge if they need more therapy and they're waiting to see a therapist. So it's new for us and it's going well. We started working on this a year ago in February, and we're fairly new to this church. We've been here about 2 years now. And so this team that we worked with, it's just great. They just pulled together, and they were so faithful and just willing to express ideas and thoughts and ask questions and to volunteer their services. And couldn't have been a better team of people to get to know. So thank you so much for those of you who are here that are on the team. I really do appreciate you. Well, with that said, we worked. And we finally came up with a launch date, which was going to be February 24th. And so once we had that goal, I think it just propelled us forward. And we were able to reach that goal. That was our first meeting. We have 3 groups, 3 support groups. One is called Anxiety Depression. We have a caregivers group, and we have a grief group. To start with, we have 8 participants, which may not sound like a lot to you, but we started off like a week before with like 3 people that we knew for sure were coming. So we were delighted when we ended up with the 8. And we're praying and hoping that that will grow as we continue this service. We're halfway through the first session. It ends April 14th. We'll take a week off and then start up again with our second session on April 28th. And that will go into June, which we will then take off the summer and start up again in September with our 3rd session. I think that's basically it. What? Yes, I'm getting there. That's Gary. And sometimes he can be scary, Gary. He keeps me in line. It's good. But we are open for registration for the next session. And that's where you people come in. We want your prayers. Continue those if you're already doing that for us, and if not, get started with prayers to keep Rise Above rising above. The other thing is we will need facilitators. We hope to increase the number of support groups that we have. Like I said, we have 3 right now, and we hope that we will be able to have more in the future. And so we do need facilitators. So if you feel that you could work with a group, please see the pastors, any of our team members, Sherry at the office. Yeah, we really do need that kind of support. And then the third thing that I'm thinking of is get the word out about Rise Above. Let people know, your friends, neighbors, family, maybe groups that you belong to at work, wherever, that we do have this service. And help us get that out. That's, I think, our weakness right now is trying to get that word out to people, so, yes.
What are the requirements to be a facilitator? Are there any skills that you need to have?
That's a good question. I think,
Take a breath.
yeah. That does help, that does help. I don't know, I've got a facilitator here, which he could probably answer that for you. My thing, I think, is just being a good listener. That would be a definite requirement. Sherry can add to that. Gary is one of our facilitators. Carol is helping.
I could work with anybody who's interested.
Yeah, I mean, we do have some training. Jared helped train us for being a facilitator, so it's
Thank you.
available, yeah.
A patient.
Yes.
What time do you meet on Monday?
We start around 6:30 and end about 8 o'clock. Thank you. I was going to mention that in my little speech and I forgot it. Where was Gary when I needed it? Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Supposed to be fine for not speaking.
Yeah, really.
See how red I am?
All right, I'm going to highlight Holy Week and Easter. I also want to encourage you for Lent. We still have on both campuses on Wednesday evenings, we have our Lenten soup gatherings and reflection. So those all start at 5:30 with the meal and 6 o'clock with the time of reflection every Wednesday evening. That goes all the way through and including Holy Week. Our Holy Week services, there will be one gathering on Maundy, Thursday, April 17th on the Elgin campus at 6 o'clock. That is a potluck meal starting at 6 o'clock. So if you want to vote for a repeat of any of these dishes, I'm sure, you know, you can throw that in. The castle? Okay. So that's Thursday the 17th at 6 o'clock on the Elgin campus. Good Friday services. There will be a 3 o'clock service here in Bartlett, and then there will be a 7 o'clock service on both campuses in Elgin and Bartlett, both live and online. The 3 o'clock service in Bartlett will just be live here in Bartlett. All of this is in your February newsletter on one handy dandy page. And that can also be, if you've already lost it, recycled it. It can also be downloaded from the church website or downloaded directly from the weekly e-news. Easter Sunday, Elgin service in person, 7 a.m., followed by the Elgin pancake breakfast after the sunrise service until approximately 8:45. The Elgin Easter celebration service in person and online at 9 o'clock. The Bartlett Easter celebration service in person and online at 10:30 a.m. and the Sunday evening prayer service online at 7 p.m. Our book studies continue. I'm sure anybody would welcome you to jump into those book studies. That's also on that same page. So that's all part of the February newsletter, which you can download on the website or through the weekly e-news. Another upcoming event on Saturday, April 26th at 5 o'clock on the Elgin campus. There will be hosted a spaghetti dinner raising funds for missions and featuring the Alleluia Quartet, which features Pastor Jared as one of those singers. So that is Saturday, April 26th at 5 o'clock. The spaghetti supper, and like Carol said, we're inviting people from both campuses to sign up to provide some of the food for the spaghetti dinner. All right. Any questions about Holy Week or the spaghetti dinner? Okay.
Thank you. One thing I did not mention is the e-news. If you have not signed up for the e-news, if you go to the website, go to the very bottom right-hand side, there's a place that you can sign up there every Thursday, usually around 7 o'clock. You'll get an update of what's going on for that weekend and things coming up. Kind of it updates you on things that are happening that maybe you were not in the newsletter or on the monthly sheet, or if they just need highlighting. So that's easy to sign up to, but if you don't sign up for it, you will not automatically get it. You need to sign up to say that you want to receive that. We have some new groups that have started that Cornerstone brought over. One is on Tuesday mornings. Right now they're doing the Lenten study, but once Lent is over, on Tuesday mornings there will be a group that will be meeting for a Bible study. There also is a Wednesday night Bible study. Both campuses are right now in the Lenten study, but they will be continuing on doing other topics after Easter. Both Wednesday nights after it'll be around 6:30 or 6:45 starting for both of those studies. And Thursday evening, there's a card ministry that they get together from 6:30 Thursday evening on the Elgin campus until 10 o'clock, and they make cards that then are available for purchase, and they use that money to be directed towards yet to be determined.
It's the first and third.
First and third Thursday nights, okay. But they make some beautiful cards, so that'll be something that if you enjoy making, they do a lot of stamping type of things from what I understand, and they are beautiful, the ones I have seen, so I'm sure we'll be starting to see them at the campuses soon. Then there is also on a monthly basis a group called Wisdom Keepers that will be meeting the first Wednesday or the third Wednesday, some Wednesday, once a month.
Do you know what Wednesday?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I want to say third.
Okay.
I say the third week.
Okay.
Okay. We haven't had, they have met every other month from what I understand. We are possibly thinking of broadening that and having it once a month on a Wednesday afternoon. So that is something to look forward to, again, probably starting up after Easter. Okay. Linda, would you like to come and share a little bit about VBS? Linda and Lisa are our two co-chairs for VBS that is coming up this summer.
I am excited to be doing Vacation Bible School with Lisa and all of the rest of you. And we are going to be doing our theme for Vacation Bible School this year is road trip, which we thought was very appropriate for us as we are moving on. And that will happen on June 23rd through the 27th in the mornings from 9 until noon. And at the Elgin campus, there will be a charge of $20 a child or $40 a family. Currently, we have 21 children registered and over 20 adults that have committed themselves to be a part of our Vacation Bible School. So we are really excited about what is coming up and what is going to be happening. We have decided that we would do a daily offering, which I think is a little new, but our daily offering will then go to missions, and a food bank maybe here in Bartlett and one in Elgin. So in tradition at Cornerstone, we've always done an offering where the children bring their pennies on Monday, their nickels on Tuesday, their dimes on Wednesday, their quarters on Thursday, and their dollars on Friday. And the kids get really excited about how many pennies we've got or how many, so that was something that we decided that we would keep up for this year. And so we have our next meeting is on April 5th at 9 o'clock at the Elgin campus. So we're moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
All right. What's my topic?
Mission trip.
Mission trip. Okay. Mission trip. Again, this year there's a group that's heading up to Spirit Lake, North Dakota. Anybody that wants to go, make sure that you reach out to Andy, reach out to myself or Jason. Let us know so we can get you registered for that. But it'll happen the same week as VBS, but that's all right. There are a lot of people. So if you're interested in going to Spirit Lake, let us know. We'll spend a week up at Spirit Lake Nation, the ministry center. I believe that the main project that we're going to be working on, although as I'm looking, I see Andy is online, so he can correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe the main project that we're going to be working on is actually the bathhouse. So they're taking down the one bathhouse, adding a new one, and so we'll be working, I believe, on the new bathhouse during that week while we were up there. But it's a wonderful opportunity to just, pardon me, to hang out with a bunch of friends, get dirty, work, and learn about a lot of things that you might not know, especially as you enter into a reservation. Because usually there's a beautiful time to travel around the reservation with some good stories of what's actually happening and how what we do affects the people that live on reservations. And so I encourage you, if you want to join us, to reach out to Andy or myself or Jason and let us know. Yeah, he's not correcting me yet, so that's where we're at.
Maybe move closer to your phone because they're having trouble hearing.
Well, it should be picking up from the microphone here, so I'll move this over here a little. Maybe that'll make a difference. So it should be picking up there, but was it Spirit?
Questions?
Okay, and so this is kind of where we are, what we're working towards. I know that there's some excitement that Jason has, and I'm not sure. Actually, we didn't have that on the list. Did you want to share about the visioning? I think that would be wonderful to share. Okay. Because there's some really cool things that are coming from this.
So last Sunday, down here on the Bartlett campus, which I want to tell the Bartlett folks right now, because Gail mentioned this to me, no, we are not having pizza every Sunday, just because we had it 2 weeks in a row, okay? So last Sunday down here on the Bartlett campus, we had a mission vision session for the Bartlett campus, because we are one congregation, two campuses in two different contexts. And so we started a conversation about how do we, as this campus, reach out and work with our community. And so we had 25 or 30 people that stayed after worship. We had a couple people that had been here for Bells that stayed from the Elgin campus and joined us. And we had a fantastic conversation and brainstorming session about some ideas for new ministries or expanding ministries in our Bartlett community. We talked specifically about things we could do in the building, things we could do on the property outside the building, and things we could do in the community. And so that gave us kind of a working list, a working document of ministry ideas and creative ideas. It was a fantastic time of visioning. There were a lot of smiles, there was a lot of energy. And so that was the start of our conversation. We have another meeting scheduled in April and another one in May to continue that conversation so that in this campus and in this context, we could identify perhaps 2 or 3 things that we could get started in this neck of the woods in particular. There are hard copies of that document if you're curious over on that back table, and I can print more, but it was very exciting. It was a lot of energy, and we had a blast, and we had pizza. So that was awesome. So.
Hey, Ben. Thank you. Yeah, I knew that was something that we needed to share, the excitement that is coming. That's wonderful. Thank you, Jason, and all of you who have joined in with that. But this brings us kind of to this one of the other purposes of our town hall. And the other purpose of our town hall is just to kind of be here to be able to respond to your questions. If you have any questions of what's happening, of what direction we're going, anything within the church, anything outside the church. No, we can't change to 5 o'clock worship. Yes, Mary.
I know this goes back, but it kind of just kept flowing, so I didn't want to stop it. But you talked about the monthly wisdom keepers. What's a wisdom keeper? I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so the question is what is the Wisdom Keepers? Wisdom Keepers has been a group that's been meeting. They like I said, they meet every other third Wednesday, I think, is a day. And what it is it's a group of people that get together for a program. Usually, I dare use the word a senior group that gets together, but they get together in the morning and they have a program. Varies from time to time. They have people from the community that come and lead the programs, just informational sessions, and then usually there is a meal that is incorporated with that, a lunch that they have right after. And so what we're looking to do is possibly expand that to say, that we have Wisdom Keepers on every other third Wednesday, but then the third Wednesdays in between, that there could be something in conjunction with like Community of Hope, where instead of a program and a meal, it would be games and a meal. And so that's what we're kind of looking to do. But right now, Wisdom Keepers is meeting, and like I said, it's this educational program, things that are going on within the community, things that can impact individuals within the church. So they reach out, I think it's Gail and Kay. Gail and Kay kind of head this up, and they arrange for a program to come in. It's kind of, I guess you could kind of say it's kind of like UWF, United Women in Faith, not WWF. UWF, where the women will bring in a speaker. Like this last week, they unfortunately had me as their program. But yeah, so it's like a program that they'll do, and then they'll have a meal afterwards.
But Wisdom Keepers is mixed.
Yes, Wisdom Keepers is, so it's men and women, it's open. So yes. So any other questions that you may have for us, for leadership, because it can go to our church council, it can go to our finance, SBRC, whatever other questions you might have. Wow. You are pretty happy. Everybody's pretty content. Or we're just exhausted and we're only partway through Lent. Which I get that. All right. Well, like I said, we want to continue to do this. So every fifth Sunday, except this one, every fifth Sunday we want to have a town hall meeting where we gather together, have food and fellowship, and then, like I said, give you an update as far as where we're at, and then offer you that space to ask questions. Because we want to make sure that everybody feels perfectly welcome to ask whatever question you may have of us. Oh, I was about to say, what is that? I thought that was coming from down there. Yes, Beverly.
About the church that had this roof blown off. Now, I assume they are going to replace the roof. Is that what they're going to do? And then the congregation will move back into the church. Is that right?
Yes, so the question is about First UMC and about what the direction is for First UMC with the roof damage overall to the building, and what are the future plans for them. And so what I know from my conversations with Reverend Wendy Harden-Herman, our DS, as well as Pastor Felicia, is that yes, a little more than a half of the one side of the roof was blown off. complete with roof joists, and I mean, it was gone. So they currently have a tarp on the roof, and they currently have a tarp that should last them, they said, a year. The plan is that the reconstruction will take roughly 8 months. There is the plan that yes, they're going to put a new roof on. They're going to mitigate all the water damage that is within the sanctuary and the building. Thankfully, the organ is dry. Thankfully, the altar area is dry. They did have to remove some of the trumpets out of the organ because there was water that was starting to come there. So they got those out of there before any water could get in. So they're trying to mitigate all the water damage. They also had water damage in December of last year. And so they're also mitigating some water damage from a broken sprinkler pipe that they found in the middle of one of the really cold snaps that they had. A door, I guess, got left open, froze the sprinkler pipe, which exploded and dumped water inside the church there. So they're working through that, as well as the water damage from the roof coming off. But yes, the plan is that within about 8 months, the reconstruction should be complete. The plan is that Cornerstone is the temporary worship site, and then once they're able to move back, they will then move back to First UMC downtown. They have some amazing ministries that they work with in the city of Elgin, between homeless shelters during the incredible cold, because they open up their basement for that. They also have a soup kettle. They have a couple of other new ministries that they just started over the past year or so. So they're doing some really good work within the downtown area of Elgin. And moving away from downtown would not be good for them. And they understand that. So that is a temporary space. They have a full commitment to the community and to the church to move back into their building down on Highland Avenue in downtown Elgin.
And that brings up the question about Cornerstone. Now, the problem there, as I understand it, was that they could not manage the mortgage, the very high mortgage payment for the building and land. And with the other church meeting there, will they have to shoulder that mortgage payment?
So, yes, you are correct in the reason for some of the things that have been going on with Cornerstone is with the high mortgage that they had, and which is why majority of the members of Cornerstone, two of them which are sitting right in front of you, have come over to worship at the Journey of Hope campus, whether that's in Elgin or here in Bartlett, because I know that there have been some that have come to worship in this location as well. So yes, that was the main concern of them coming over. First, moving out to the Cornerstone building, please understand that the Cornerstone building is on the market. So it is up for sale. The listing price is $3.25 million. It is on the market with Foundry, and so Foundry is in an active role of selling the property. Within the insurance that is being given to First UMC, some of the things that they're turning in, I believe part of that will be rent, will be the mitigation of business disruption, is what they call it. And so since they are unable to worship in their building and must go to a different building to worship, then that cost of worshiping in a different building will fall under part of the insurance. It will more than likely not be dear enough to cover the mortgage payment, but that is why the building is still up for sale. And so the building is not coming off the market, it is staying on the market for sale.
But it will temporarily, until it is sold.
Correct.
They have that facility to use.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yes, Carol.
They are continuing their downtown community
Mm-hmm.
outreach in the building downtown.
Yes, and so for those who didn't hear that, First UMC is continuing all of their missions to downtown in that location, because most of those ministries, I think, were in the East Wing. It's either the East Wing or the West Wing. In the West Wing, I just keep thinking of the TV show. But one of the wings, they're in one of the wings, and that's the Soup Kettle and the other ministries that they're continuing to do. They are able to get back in there March 31st. So they're out right now, but the only reason that they're out right now is that every area in that church is a hard hat area. Because they're trying to make sure that everything is structurally sound before they allow all of this to go back in. But they have gotten word that they will be able to start all those ministries back up on the 31st in the downtown location. There's still dessert.
Yeah.
I still see some castle over there too. You don't have to go home. There's still dessert and coffee and pizza. So dig in, have some more conversations, and if you've got any other questions, just reach out to any of the leadership around the tables or anything else. So thank you so much for coming to our town hall, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.